What is up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and today we are talking about fanboys. And by fanboys, I'm talking about those people who will defend their brand no matter what. They don't want to hear about the positives of any other brand. They don't want to hear about the negatives of their brand. They just want to hang on to the information that they deem important, and they don't understand why everybody else doesn't see it their way. And so I've talked a little bit about this before in the past. A few months ago, I did a video called PC versus consoles, where I talked about people reinforcing their purchasing power. So if you've purchased something, you've invested money into that, so it's become a part of you. And so people will defend that sometimes, even though it makes no sense a lot of times. So anyway, there's a lot of science behind it, and it goes back years and years. If you look into brands and marketing, public relations, if you get into researching all this, you really start to look at the world kind of in a different light, because you walk into a supermarket and you start recognizing the things that are specifically there just to get you to play off your subconscious, to get you to buy things that you don't need. So I highly recommend that you take classes on these things and to research it on your own if you're not in school. The information's out there, and it's really cool stuff, the way the brain works and the way our brains work without us even really recognizing that it's working like that. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about was the types of people who tend to attach themselves to brands. And I guess we can start off by saying, in human nature, it is normal to attach yourself to things. You attach yourself to your family members. If you see your sibling being beat up at school or something, you're going to feel like you're being attacked. At least if you're normal, that's the way it works. You love that family member. It feels like it's a part of you. So you're going to go on the defensive and try to stick up for that person, or go out and feel like you were attacked. And not only do we attach ourselves to people or animals, but we also attach ourselves to things. So if we invest money into something, we have made a purchase, we have invested something that we have worked for into that object, so it becomes a part of us. Now, the research, there's been a lot of different studies. The one that I wanted to focus on today was from earlier this year. They did a study where they took a bunch of different people, and they have different groups. And the first thing they looked at was the person's self-esteem, because what they have found out, people with lower self-esteem tend to defend themselves the most, okay? So they were looking for people with low self-esteem. Then they took two big brands. They took Facebook and they took Starbucks. And then they were looking for people who rated them that they liked these particular brands. Then they had these people read articles that were kind of negative towards their brand, like it mentioned things that the company had made as far as decisions that weren't ethical or something else to that effect. So it didn't shine the company into a good light. And what they found was people with low self-esteem, whenever they read the negative articles about the brand that they liked, what happened was either their love for the brand didn't change, or B, it actually got stronger. People with strong attachments to brands actually, whenever they read a negative article or heard something negative about that brand, a lot of people actually felt stronger towards the brand and felt the need to defend that brand and to stick up and to grab a hold of other information that they deemed important and to try to stress that as much, or to put it more emphasis on that, because they have attached themselves to that brand. So really interesting stuff. I'll post a link in the description box below so you can go check it out for yourself. And there's all kinds of information on here that dates back for years and years and years. If you want to Google something like why do people defend brands, or why are there fanboys, something to that effect, you'll come up with a bunch of different studies, and you can get lost in it. But really neat stuff, and I enjoy reading about how the brain works and how similar so many people tend to be. So post below, let me know, are you surprised that it's people with usually low self-esteem that are usually the ones that are the biggest defenders of brands? Post below. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are. If you want the latest news and details, stay tuned to VGMVideoGamesAndNews.com. Are you a fanboy? Answer that truthfully. Thanks for watching.